Okay, we're going to do just a few more examples. So another reminder here, when you multiply or divide by a negative number, we flip the sign. We haven't done that yet, so hopefully we'll see an example here in a few minutes so we actually get to do that. So first off, we're going to do number 5. So first step is to distribute. There's nothing to distribute, so we can move to step 2, which is combine the like terms. None of those to do, so now we just need to get our variables on one side. So since I have a negative 2x here, I'm going to add it to move it. I'm going to add it to both sides. Cancels on this side and it becomes 8x over here. Then the next step I'm going to do is solve. So I subtract 1, and I have 8x is less than 8, and then I divide by 8 and x is less than 1. So now I need to do my graph and my interval notation. So I'm going to create my graph here. It is an open circle since it's not equal to, and we want everything less than that, so we're going to go to the left. Alright, and so our interval notation from furthest left is negative infinity, furthest right is 1. Negative infinity means we use parentheses, and the 1, since it's an open circle, is also going to be parentheses. Okay. Alright, we're going to go ahead and look at number 7. So number 7, here we do have some parentheses that we need to, or a number that we do need to distribute. Remember here that the 3 is not being distributed, it's this negative. And you can just kind of pretend that that's a negative 1 there. So I'm going to distribute that negative 1, so I still have the 3 over here. And then negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. Negative 1 times negative 7 is positive 7. Then I'm going to combine my like terms, so I have a positive 3 and a positive 7, so that's 10. Okay, and now I need to move my variables, so I'm going to move the 6x over. Then I'm going to subtract 10, and I'm left with 4x is less than or equal to 24. I divide by 4, and x is less than or equal to 6. Alright, and so then I'm going to use 6 here to do my graph. I'm going to color in the circle because it is an equal to symbol, and I do want everything less than that. Alright, and so when I write that, I'm going again from negative infinity to 6. 6 is included, so I use a bracket. Infinity is not included, so it does use a parentheses. Alright, and instead of doing number 9, I'm actually going to switch it up here, and I'm going to do number 8 with you. Yes, so we're going to do number 8, okay? So on number 8, first thing we're going to do is distribute. So I'm going to have negative 3x minus 6 minus 3x. I'm going to combine my like terms. It's a negative 3 and a negative 3 is a negative 6x. Then I'm going to move my variables, and in this case I think I'm going to move them to the right. Yeah, let's move them. We'll just keep moving them to the left. That way it's just easier. So we'll have negative 8x minus 6 is less than 18, and then I add the 6, and I'm left with negative 8x is less than 24, and here I divide by a negative 8. Okay, I divide by a negative 8, so that's where I go back up here and I'll see when you multiply or divide by a negative number, I need to flip the sign. So here I divided by the negative 8, so I need to flip the sign. So this less than becomes greater than, and it's going to be a negative 3. Okay, so it goes from less than to greater than because I divided by the negative 8. Now there have been other times where this number up here was negative, but if I'm not dividing by the negative, meaning the bottom number, if it's not negative, then I don't do anything with the sign. Okay, it's got to be this bottom number that I'm dividing by that has to be negative in order to flip the sign. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and graph this. It's an open circle, and greater than means everything to the right. Okay, and then I'm going to have from the furthest left point, which is -3, it's an open circle, so I'm going to use parentheses, to infinity, which is also parentheses on that answer. Okay? Alright, so that gives us an opportunity to kind of see what that looks like. So here's what I need you to do on your own. You are going to complete numbers 2, 4, 6, 9, and 10. So the remaining 5 problems, we've done 5 of them together. You'll do the rest of the 5 on your own for practice. If you want me to look at them, I'll be happy to do that. You can send them to me and I will check your answers. If you want that, that's perfectly fine. If you're happy with yours and you feel like you did a good job on it, that's fine as well. You need to ask questions if you have any, and I'll be happy to help. And just make sure that you're confident in how to do this. We will have a quiz coming up as well as a test next week, so just be aware of that as you're working through these things. Okay? All right, so if you have any questions, remember to let me know. Thanks, guys.